Undergrad research it's a campus's superpower that I think requires a lot of effort because it's formalized but not perfectly integrated everywhere. It's a continued intervention on higher ed, and Joyce facilitating this way of doing higher ed a little bit differently than didactic courses and giving students opportunities to create.
It's not very fun to write a paper when you genuinely think it's just going to be read by your professor and then it dead ends, right? And I think even just having something as simple as a peer read it and talk with you about it makes this thing you made a lot more real and a lot more interesting.
So I was a Writing Center tutor. In 1010 or 2010, they received the requirement that you have to go to the Writing Center for some of these assignments, I think when people think of the Writing Center, they think they're gonna go in and be like, well, this comma doesn't need to be here. When in reality, it's like, well, okay, let's look at the bigger, broader research topics that you're touching on. Viewing assignments broadly and getting the person excited about their writing was primarily what I did as a tutor.
I mean, you look at her career, and her career has been, writing, rhetoric, Western Lit, as well as this final project that she's just completed on a writing primer, the history of writing.
She had all of this research about the physical objects that relate to the evolution of writing. Stone tablets, clear up to the typewriters, to computers and beyond. So we worked with her in order to build and install, and she collected all of the objects that are on display in these three beautiful shadow boxes. Honestly, my favorite part of working on it was just hanging these objects, and Joyce is just this font of knowledge about them, like pencils and pens and little things that you just don't even think about. Undergraduate Teaching Fellow? UTF was really cool. Being able to be a representative and sort of a voice for the honors program in itself, but being assigned to a class for a whole semester and getting to know these people and how motivated some of them are and how talented some of them are.
My name is Brianna Hallowell. I'm a UTF currently for the Latin class, so Latin 1010 and 1020. I feel like I'm more of an on-hand tutor, so I get a lot of one-on-one teaching experience that way. I've learned so much more teaching it than I think I did learning it.
Having been a UTF increases students' chances of being accepted to graduate school. It's also increasing their options for getting funding. We've been doing this with legislative money back to '92 or so. They've never cut our budget.
Undergrad research is an interconnector across all of these parts of the mission. It is teaching, and it is research, and it can very much be service. It does all of that.
I think it's been so foundational to the work I do now and the work I've done throughout graduate school. Like, I would have had a foundationally different experience, I think, with undergraduate research.
I started collaborating with Joyce on the farm project, specifically the culture in agriculture. She had set up undergraduate research fellows here at Utah State, something that was like the lab experience that students would get in a science situation. She sort of sent a student my way, a student that had been in my class. Her name was Amanda Marinello. She found something brand new. It was related to what I was working on, but it was completely her own. She wrote an honors thesis on it. She got undergraduate research funding for it. She presented at state and national conferences about it. I have to imagine that part of the success of Amanda was in part because of that experience that Joyce had fostered.
Undergrad research, you work in teams. You have deadlines, you have goals, and it does those things in ways that aren't like, okay, we're going to do a session on a CV. It's not direct training of these things. It's experienced training of these things. So it goes down easier, and students want to do it, and faculty want to do it.
But Joyce has really been at the forefront nationally on undergraduate research.
People matter to her, and the research is there, of course, but people always mattered more.
Getting to know her as a colleague she was going to make sure that women were successful. And I've appreciated and I've benefited from it immensely.
Joyce's leadership is just such a ripple effect. Great leadership is about good stewardship and also innovation. There can be good leaders who are innovators and good leaders who are stewards, and I think the great ones do both of those things.
Early in my career, I always kind of thought, keep your head down because you don't want Joyce to notice you because she's going to have a project for you. You know?